Go ahead, guys.
How's it feel to get your first NFL win?
We're excited. I think our guys put great energy. We made some mistakes, coach included, but I think just the way they approach the game, the energy that they played with, and I told them that after the game, if you play hard, you get a shot at winning this week. I thought our guys played really well. So.
Coach, Chip, you had 53 plays in the first half. Did you think that was possible?
I've told you before, we don't count plays, and that's not part of our deal. I think it was just it was a bizarre first half. The first drive, and then the ball's tipped, and was it a lateral? And they said it was. So we get they score, and offense hasn't been on the field. We get to drive again. So we don't count plays. We never have. The thing you got to count is points, and I think our defense did a great job tonight, and that was the key for us. I think is how well they played, the energy that those guys played.
Was the tempo consistent with how you want to play this season?
No, I don't. I don't look at it like that. I look at it as we got into this game, we felt like this is what we needed to do early, just because they're such a potent offense. You got Alfred Morris, you got RG3, and those guys. And we felt like we've been prepared. This is kind of how we practice. So that's the way we came up today. That's what we have to do every game.
A couple of the guys coming off the field said just how much fun they had out there, like kids playing football. I mean, how much have they bought into this, and like you see, how much are they having fun with it?
We talked about that. I talked to them about it last night. It still is a game. And I think sometimes we all take ourselves too seriously. We love playing football, and there's a passion with it, but that's the way it should be played. And I had a lot of fun tonight, and I think our guys had a lot of fun. But you're always going to say that when you win. So.
Could the first 3 quarters have gone much better than they did?
Yeah. We turned it over and they scored 7 points, but we don't look at it that way. I think the one thing we learned is that there's a lot of things we can do a little bit better. We got a lot of tape to coach off of, and it's one victory. It's a big victory because it's in the division, but it's just one victory. We got a short week coming up, and got to get ready to play on Sunday again. So we got to get back to work.
Bill Davis said earlier this week that he didn't really know what the identity of the defense was going into tonight, that they were going to find themselves. What was your biggest takeaway from what they did tonight?
I just like the energy that they played with, and that's the one thing that we talked about, is that we're going to play hard. And, if you can go out and play hard, you're going to make mistakes, but don't be afraid of making mistakes and play hard. And a lot of times that effort will make up for some of those mistakes.
After was 30.
Mike at all after the game just to see how he took a bunch of hits. I know he got some slides even.
Yeah, I talked to Mike.
How was he looking and feeling?
He seemed pretty happy.
Are you cool with the number of hits that he might have taken?
I would wish he would never hit at all. That's the game that we play. So.
He got hit a couple of times after hanging the ball off. You're okay from what you saw?
I got to look at the film to make sure I saw all of those.
After was 33 tonight overall.
I thought Mike did a nice job. I think there's probably 1 or 2 throws that he probably won back. We had a couple of protection breakdowns that went in. He's expecting guys to pick up and got hit a few times. But, I thought he did a nice job for us. And then that run we had, in the fourth quarter there, was huge for us to kind of get us out of the hole. We were in a little bit of a lull as a group. He made a big play for us and got us out of there. So.
Chip, did you feel like you took your foot off the accelerator maybe a little bit too early there in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we may have. We got to look at that. You start to manage a game. It's a different game at this level because the clock's always running, so it's a little bit different than in college. You're trying to get a first down. I think for us as a group, and it was no different than when I was in college, if you can get 1 first down, we get more. I think a couple of times we call them self-inflicted wounds. We put ourselves in a hole with some penalties, and I think those things are correctable, we hope. But we got a lot to learn, and that's it's great to get a win, but it's also good to get a win when you can learn from it. I think that's what we do as a staff. We'll go back and watch film and sit down with those guys. I'll be back in tomorrow just for film, so we'll get a chance to break this thing down and then get ready for Sunday.
Chip, you and Bill.
Did some of the guys on offense say that they could notice the Redskins defense being a little tired maybe at the end of the first half?
I didn't talk to them about that.
Chip, you unveiled a few different O-line formations. Is that something that you had done at Oregon, 1, and number 2, what do you see that does to a defense when we kind of switch things up like that?
We did a lot of things at Oregon. And I think it's a credit to those players at Oregon because they allowed us to, but I think our guys here really grasp some of the things we're doing. We got a real smart group up front, so we think it creates some problems at times and it's some adjustments that people have to make to try to defend all that stuff. So we really don't know how far we'll take it, but I think it helped us a little bit tonight.
You said you had fun. What was
What kind of
fun?
look did you get at that lateral, that backward
I
pass?
mean, I'm standing at the 35, so, everything was in front of me, so
Did you talk to any players, did they get any kind of look at
It
it?
doesn't matter, so we can all talk about it all we want, but the movie was the win, so.
You said you had fun.
We had Boykin and Boyer rotating there. Was Boykin hurt at all? Was he?
No, I just like, we got a lot of snaps on defense too, so I think at times they were just trying to hold those guys to defense.
The way Kerry Williams played, he had an interception, a sack, broke up that fourth down pass. Can you just kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, Kerry's a really, really good football. And I think it showed tonight. I talked to him specifically after, and I thought he was close, and I mean, it'll probably be quite enough to get right, but I think he's going to get one. He comes out that first drive and gets one for us, and we score off of it, so I thought Kerry played really well.
Are there things you were able to do tonight that, because of what you were able to do, you said, okay, we can expand in that direction a little bit more? In other words, you showed so much more tonight than we did in the season, obviously. How much more is there to show that you have in the bag?
In the bag.
The bag of tricks.
We got a bag. I don't think it's a bag of tricks. I think it's just football, And like any staff, no matter who you are, you're always trying to get formations that work friendly to you, and try to get you some friendly looks where you can do what you want to do. So.